American households are facing a perfect economic storm in 2025. The combination of Trump's tariffs, persistent inflation, and a cooling job market is squeezing family budgets like never before. Over the next few minutes, we'll break down how a $1,300 annual tariff hit, 37% price surges in everyday goods, and stagnant wages are reshaping consumer behavior, with profound implications for businesses and policymakers alike. Tariff impact. Let's start with the tariff bomb dropped on consumer wallets. The numbers are staggering. A $1,300 annual hit per household. That's like a new monthly car payment forced on families already struggling with inflation. Look where prices are spiking most. 37% for clothing as tariffs hammer imports from China and Vietnam. 10% more for iPhones and laptops. Even building a home costs 40% more due to lumber tariffs. And here's the brutal reality. Studies show 90% of these costs get passed directly to consumers, not foreign companies. As the Tax Foundation confirms, this isn't trade policy, it's a regressive tax on working Americans. Inflation data. Now layer inflation onto these tariff wins. June's 2.7% headline rate hides sharper pains. Food up 0.3% in just 1 month, gasoline jumping 1%, and used cars still 35% pricier than pre-pandemic levels. The cruel math? Wages grew 3.7%, but inflation ate 2.7% of it, leaving real earnings down 0.1%. For minimum wage workers, this means effectively taking a pay cut while paying more for essentials. Notice core inflation stuck at 2.9%, proving price pressures aren't just about volatile energy cost anymore. Corporate responses. Corporate earnings reveal a consumer base at war with itself. On one side, Walmart and Apple report surprising strength, suggesting some Americans are weathering the storm. But dig deeper. 40% of consumer companies now give negative outlooks. Amazon warns of gloomy holidays. Best Buy struggles with supply chain costs. And home builders, their spring sales collapsed as tariff-inflated prices met buyer resistance. McKinsey's research confirms the mood shift. Consumer sentiment plunged 32%, with tariffs now the number 2 concern after inflation itself. Job market. The labor market tells its own troubling story. While a 4.1% unemployment rate looks healthy, look closer. Job openings fell to 7.4 million as hiring cools. Even more alarming, labor force participation dropped to 62.3%, the lowest since 2022. This divergence, fewer people working while job postings shrink, suggests workers are giving up or retiring early. For consumers, it means less income growth precisely when prices bite hardest. Conclusion. Putting it all together, American consumers face a vice grip. On one side, tariffs add $1,300 to annual costs. On the other, inflation devours paychecks. The result? Families are retreating from discretionary spending, with 70% of our GDP at risk. Two paths emerge. Either policymakers intervene to rebalance trade policies, or we risk a self-reinforcing cycle of reduced spending, corporate pullbacks, and job cuts. The clock